Hi everyone, Coach Alexa here. It is hay fever season, isn't it? I'm certainly crossing my fingers that I make this way through this video without sneezing at you. I was out walking the dog early doors this morning in the cooler weather, and her lead brushed past some grass in a verge, and this whole cloud of pollen came off. So there's certainly a lot of people struggling a little bit with hay fever symptoms at the moment. And it will impact our running a little bit. Some people find it makes them feel a little bit kind of breathy or breathless when they're running. Often, we're drawing more of that pollen-laden air into our nose and our throat and our lungs when we're running. So we might have a little bit more of the dry throat, the puffy, watery eyes, the sneezing. Definitely, I'm sneezing a lot more when I'm out at the moment. And it will have a little bit of an impact on our running from a performance perspective. So hay fever is like an allergy in a way, in that it's an immune system response, but in terms towards the pollen. So the pollen isn't actually doing us any harm. The symptoms more come from our immune system treating it like some sort of bug or invader. So that immune response, upping the immune system, is kind of on alert a little bit more, and it's going to take that little bit more energy away from us when we're running. So it's almost like why some hay fever sometimes feels like that point at which you'll feel like you're coming down with a cold, dry throat, a slightly irritated nose, similar, so that the immune system is on a higher level of alert. So we might notice that we might end up running slower for the same effort level, or our effort level being higher for the same pace. We might notice that our resting heart rate is up slightly because of that. Lots of things you can do to help hay fever. Some of them I'm not sure the truth in it, about eating local honey to kind of immunise almost yourself or acclimatise yourself to the local pollen. I certainly, and again I don't know whether this is a placebo effect, quite like dousing my hair and face in water or having a shower when I get back from an evening coaching session when I've been out in a kind of grassy field for a couple of hours, just to kind of wash the pollen off me so it doesn't feel like it's in my eyes and everywhere before I go to bed. And of course there are sort of anti-hay fever medications. So they broadly fit into two categories. One's that are antihistamines, so that dampen down that immune system response, and the other that are steroid based, in various different types within both of those categories. So if you do suffer a bit more noticeably from hay fever, it's worth chatting to your pharmacist about different options for different medications, and if one doesn't make a difference, try a different one, because as I say, there are those two broad different styles and then different types of drug within those different categories. The other slightly less well-known potential effect of hay fever is having really itchy skin. So if that affects you, again, chat to your GP or potentially your pharmacist and see what they can do to help. It's just part of the body's kind of histamine-based immune response. So worth getting a little bit of help with, because that can be quite irritating, alongside the sore eyes and the constant sneezing. Anyway, I've made it to the video without sneezing down the camera at you, so I hope that helps.